Okay, doke. Thanks for dropping by. Today we've got the last in my little instalment in my little mini series of books that have been on my shelves for 50 or 60 years. That is books that I love so much that they've survived various purges over the years and I still have them. So today we're going to have a look at Swords and Sorcery stroke fantasy. I thought I'd bung the fantasy ones in because I've never been a big fan of sort of straight fantasy, if you like. So there's only half a dozen of those. But yeah, I thought I'd just chuck them in and then we'll have a look at the what I would regard as Swords and Sorcery stuff. Correct me if I'm wrong. Okay, now the first I want to show you is The Orphan. I think that's first book of the beast. Now, the only reason I've got that is because of that Don Mates cover. I'm a big fan of Don Mates, always have been, and that's a nice cover, as you may see. So yeah, I mean it's definitely fantasy, but I decided what the heck, I like the cover, which I sometimes do. And then that was the second book in the series. That's in one of these nice Timescape editions. I do like those editions. I like that livery. And as you can see, that's got another nice Don Mates cover. So yeah, that's the only reason I've got those two, to be quite frank. And then another couple of nice timescapes. Now, with the earlier books of the New Sun books, I've never got it right in my mind whether they're science fiction or fantasy. I finally decided to go with fantasy, and that particular book is one of my all-time favourite covers. I don't know, there's just something about the composition and the atmosphere of that Don Mates painting there. Absolutely beautiful. Yeah, I think that's about my favourite cover of all. I've actually read, that's the only book of the New Sun I've actually read. And I've got the second book in Timescape as well. Claw of the Conciliator. That cover's still Don Mates, but it's not quite as nice. But still not bad. Now these next two are quite interesting in as much as they are unauthorised editions. And I think they were known as the pirate editions, the pirate ace editions of Lord of the Rings. Now, I've only got 2 out of the 3. But there's some nice Jack Gorn covers there. Not in bad shape at all. These must be quite popular with collectors because even in the States they are quite steep price-wise. But yeah, I don't know why. I think I only picked them up at the time. I have no idea about the history, and I think I only picked them up because I like the cover, you know. Yeah, that always happens. Somebody always rings the bell when I'm trying to do a video too. Never mind. Right, and then we have the third book, Return of the King. Again, I just like that cover. Another Jack Gorn. It's got a bit of a break in the spine there, but you know, overall it's quite acceptable. So yeah, I'm glad I kept those actually because I'm not a fan of Lord of the Rings, but it's nice to have a copy. I'd like to find the first one, but as I say, far too expensive for my taste. Thank you very much. And then I I just thought I'd show you this one. It's not a paperback, but it's a very nice Robert E. Howard. I'm not a Robert E. Howard fan as such, but I am a Mike Kaluta fan, and this book contains black and white illustrations and colour plates. Swords of Sherazar. It's a fax collector's edition, and I don't have any more of these, but that was $12.95. As you can see, there are some kind of spotulars all the way through, and then I'll try and find you a nice plate. There's one there. Get to it. It has a little protective. Sorry, wrong way around. Oops. Right. Okay. Let's try and find another one, and I'll try and show you what I mean. Again, there's a nice full-page black and white. I'm a big fan of Mike Kaluta's shadow stuff. There couldn't seem to be too many colour plates. Yeah, that's another one, and on the other side there is the little protector there. So yeah, I thought that might be an interesting one to show. Being Robert E. Howard, who I know is very popular with collectors and breeders. Right, now we'll move on to the stuff proper. Right, now I've made a bit of a hash of this. I'm afraid I've got the piles in the wrong order, so we'll just have a bit shift around here. Excuse me while I vanish. Yeah. Okay, well, let's move those to one side. Try and make enough room to put them down. Right, okay, sorry about that. Right, I'll start off with Fritz Lieber's Fafhrd and the Grey Mouser. Again, I didn't know much about these books when I bought this one, but I just love that Jeff Jones cover. And then that led me on to a later printing of one of the other books. Now it says they're the 6th in the series. I'm not sure where the previous one lies in that series, to be honest. But I haven't read any of them. Yeah, quite nice. Fafhrd and the Grey Mouser. I don't think it has an artist credit. No. Okay, not to worry. Right, now here we start with the Lancer Elric editions. Now these were completely unauthorized editions. I think they were abridged too. They certainly come in. The Door Books later published the complete Elric, if you like, as they were in whatever they were published, 76. But as I say, this is not unauthorized and abridged version. The later editions have different stories to accompany the titles. So that one was 1967, so it's going back a fair ways. There's another Jack Gorn cover, as I recall. And then this one's a later printing by the look of it, because it's 95 cents. It's Dreaming City. I think this one's a bit later, judging by the livery. Yeah, that one's from 1970. 1972. I'm not sure about the artist there. And then we have Sleeping Sorceress. I mean, I loved it. I loved Elric back in the day, and I still do. I just finished reading the complete saga. That's 1972 as well. And I bought all the Elric books. I even had the English Mayflower editions. I think they were, but for some reason I don't have them anymore. I know it was one of the. I think it was the Mayflower edition of this. Or was it Elric of Melniboné? Can't remember, but one of the Mayflower editions got me hooked on Elric as a character. I'm still trying to find a copy of it actually at a reasonable price. And then we had Stormbringer, which was chronologically the last book, I think. I don't. Obviously, there aren't so many books in the Lancer set. That one. Okay. Oh, that's. I've got these in the. Well, have I got them in the wrong order? I don't know. There might be later printings, those last two, but that's going back to 67 again with a nice Jack Gordon cover. Okay, then we. Now this one is a peculiar book. It's just a little thin kind of chapbook, really. And a couple of years ago it was easy to find, but now you're looking at 40 quid, which is rather ridiculous, really, for what it is. But it's just a single story, The Jade Man's Eyes, published by Unicorn Bookshops. So, as you can see at the time, it cost you 25p. But yeah, that's a rather peculiar one, as much as it's shot up in value. And then this is just 4 Elric stories in the old Mayflower. I love those covers. They're very surreal, if you like. And that was from English printing from 1970 UK, probably the first paperback, I would imagine. That was that one. And right now we move away from Elric to Dorian Hawkmoon, Jewel in the Skull. Now, I don't know the history of these, whether they were unauthorised. I would imagine they were. Abridged, I don't know. But that's from the same time period, so I would imagine 67, so I would imagine they are unauthorised. I should have looked it up, but I get a bit bone idle sometimes. And then that's the second Sorcerer's Amulet. That one's not in great shape, but it's a nice Jeff Jones cover anyway. And I also have a later printing of that in Ace. I think I got it for a 50p or something, so I thought I would bung it in there. I haven't had that on my shelves for as long, but that's the book 2 retitled for Ace. And book 3, Lancer again. That will probably be harking back to the late 60s. Not sure who, I should really know who that artist is because I recognise him. It's not Steranko, to be sure. There's no indication, but it's interesting. And the last book in the Runestyle series is The Secret of. Not so keen on that cover, I must admit. Okay, right now we move on to Count Brass. These are all Mayflower. I think there's a matching set of Count Brass. nasty looking cover, that one. And the better one we have, second volume, Champion of Garethorn. And the third and final volume, not bad, not great, but as I say, these three are in nice shape, which is useful. Right, we'll just shove those back, and we'll move these back round the corner if I can manage without dropping them on the floor. Well, yep, made it. Right, okay. Okay, then we have the Quorum, first bunch of Quorum books, 1 to 3. That's same livery from Mayflower, of course. Yeah. Right, excuse me, let's make myself a bit of room here. Okay, and then we have the second book, Queen of. It's a weird old cover, isn't it? Don't know how they got that effect. Neon, very effective though. And then that's the third book in the Mayflower trilogy. Similar kind of cover. These hail from early 70s, I would imagine. Where are we? Yeah, it's actually a reprint, second printing from 1972. Right, and then this is the second set of 3, that's number 4. These are all American, well, so they're all American. Yeah, they are, apart from, I've got a quartet next coming up, which is the same title. Quorum 4, that's the quartet version of it, which I kept because I like the cover. And I like quartet livery anyway. And then the 5th book, Berkeley, whatever you prefer. Yoke and the Ram. Must admit I've not read any of these, apart from the Elric books. I think it's true to say. And then we have the last volume, number 6. Not greatly in love with those covers, but cover art by David McCall Johnson. Hands up if you've heard of him, because I certainly haven't. Right, and then there's a couple of nice ones here. This one is John Dacre, also known as Eric Cose, perhaps. Nice Frank Frazetta and Dell. Yeah, love Frank, as we all do. And this is another one of my all-time favourite covers. Silver Warrior, that's a lovely cover. That I'll show you that a bit closer. Yeah, beautiful, beautiful. Just that blue sky is stunning, and whatever they are, they look like a cross between tigers and polar bears. But that is where are we? Count Ulrich Scarsol. We've got to be careful how you say that, haven't you? Ulrich Scarsol, yeah. Okay. My juvenile side coming out there, I'm afraid. And that one is, where are we? Von Beck. Yeah, I've heard him. The Warhound Von Beck, and that's the Warhound and the World's Pain. A nice timescape again. Lovely shape. Who's that there? Rowena. Vague recollection of her, I assume. quite nice indeedy. Right, and that ends the Moorcock show. Right, now I've always liked these books, these Dell books. Flashing Swords #1, nice Frazetta cover there. Now these were anthologies. Give you an idea, we've got Lynn Carter, Fritz Lieber, Jack Vance, Die Earth Story, Paul Anderson and Lynn Carter again. Yeah, 5 stories in there, but yeah, that's really nice. Really nice condition, that one. There were 5 of these. 4 of them I bought back in the 70s, I believe, when these were printed. Let's have a little looky. Yeah, 73. And the 5th one I recently bought. So I've been looking for it for a while, and it popped up with some door books that I bought. So I got that with them. It's another sort of iconic Frazetta painting. So I say lovely covers on these first 2 at least. Again, it's another anthology, Lynn Carter again, Sprague de Camp. Oh, the Jade Man's Eyes that I showed you that book of earlier. Andre Norton and John Jakes. Again, a nice neck. Okay, and then it kind of changed livery, unfortunately, and went with Flashing Swords #3, but the emphasis was on the Warriors and Wizards. Yeah, not so great, that one. The artwork looks familiar, but I ain't going to tell you by whom. No. Oh well. Don't worry. It's number. Can't see a signature there. Oh. How terrible of me. One of my very favourite authors is Don Mates. Right, I feel ashamed. Again, that's in lovely condition. And then #4 is the only other vintage one I have. Well, the only other vintage one I bought when it was vintage, if you like. And that's Barbarians and Black Magicians, Flashing Swords #4. And we have Jack Vance, John Jakes, Michael Moorcock, amongst others again. So it's nice to have a minty set of all 4, I must say. And then, yeah, this one's always fascinated me. I'm really not familiar with this publisher, but I've seen a few. Have been rather pricey, but yeah, Solomon Kane, Time Lost series. Yeah, I don't know. It's got a nice Jeff Jones cover at least. But I must admit, I've not seen many of these about. I travel through eBay and Amazon and local shops. Yeah, it's very imposing painting of Solomon Kane there. Then the last 2 are both Ace editions, a bit later, these. Dead. Not sure who painted that one, but it's got one of these little folding out things, you know. Oh, we are popular people today. I'm glad my missus is in. I don't have to get up and leave you all. Yeah, now this one obviously is a bit later, judging by, yeah, this is 79, so creeping towards the 80s. And then the final one I have for you is I believe that's Jeff Jones by the look of it. Yeah, another artist I've got a lot of time for, I must say. And again, it's got a little pulley out bit. So yeah, that'll be about the same time. Yeah, okay, so that's my little collection of swords and sorcery and fantasy that I've been knocking about all that time. I hope you enjoyed that one, something a bit different. I will be back in a few days with, where are we, August pickups and the latest door report. And that should be, as I say, within a week at least. So thank you for joining me again, subscribing, watching, sharing. And I will see you very soon. Bye-bye now.